Hello, my name is Nuclear Reaper. Welcome to the Isle. Today I am playing the Deinosuchus and hopefully achieve Prime. I apologize for starting the recording a bit late, but you didn't miss much. I took some damage from going into Sanctuary for one of the Prime challenges. A big thanks to Triassic Survival for their amazing server. They really keep it in check. I am currently at Swamp Sanctuary. I was getting really worried about my hunger and diet, but none of the many dinosaurs dared to come close to the water, as they knew what lurked beneath the murky depth. For those of you who don't know, if you lose your diet, you become infertile and lose your chances of getting Prime. With my diet at a critical point, I decided to take the chance and go for it. Little did I know what would be waiting for me. Luckily for me, the Aloe's friend pounced on him, and it gave me the chance to slip away. After my bleeding stopped, I desperately searched for substance around the sanctuary to fill my little stomach.
Hello there.
Luckily for me, the raptor had food, and I was not on the menu. At least I could eat the bones to restore my diet. Eating the bones of another dino will give you all 3 diets. This is also one of the prime challenges that needs to be completed. After hanging around the sanctuary for a while and hoping to find any dino to risk drinking water from the river, finally, I saw a younger dino coming to do the sanctuary challenge. I decided to wait for him and catch him after he took damage from the sanctuary bees. But I was greatly mistaken. The amount of damage I took from the Alice would be my undoing. But such is life in the dino-eat-dino world. Nothing to do but learn from your mistakes and get back into it. Swamps again. I decided that this time around I would complete the sanctuary challenge and head up to Delta where food is more abundant, but the danger even more so. On my way to the sanctuary, I smelled this nice little bee diet and went to investigate. Well, what do we have here? A young Dino barely bigger than me. This will make a decent meal for my newly spawned Dino. This meal will hold me over nicely for the next couple of minutes, but it could also attract larger Dinos to my location. This will also allow me to get perfect diet. As I mentioned, it can attract larger Dinos or even something else. Since I just spawned in, I decided to not take the risk and challenge whatever it could be. My stomach was full and diet was decent for the time, so I headed to Sanctuary. When I reached the sanctuary, I completed the challenge and looked for a bite to eat. Unfortunately, the baby raptor was too big to grab, and I lost it, but the bee diet in the distance filled me with hope. Unbeknown to me at the time, the body I was about to indulge in would be mine from my previous life as a failed Dano. But so the circle of life continues, and the ecosystem wastes nothing. Your previous life is fuel for the future generations. It was only then when I realized that this was my previous body. Now that my stomach was full, I would set out for Delta. After arriving at the piece of land between swamps and Enderhake, it was time to begin the easy and fast walk on land. Or so I thought. But the journey proved more treacherous than I could have imagined. Yes, a Stegosaurus. The arch nemesis of a dino on land. And it seemed like this one was patrolling for dinos crossing at this spot. Remember this Stego, as we will be seeing him again in the future. Well, well, well. Another Dino heading to Delta.
Hello there.
Finally, I reached Lower Delta and needed to find my next meal in this dangerous section of the Isle. For those who do not know, Delta is home to most of the large Deinosuchuses, as it is the busiest part of the Isle with loads of dinosaurs prowling around. Finally, a Bapiosaurus. This will fill me up nicely on my current size. After some AFK growing under a log, it was time to refill my water and continuing the journey. After that close and almost fatal encounter, I decided that swamps was not that bad to grow a small Deino and headed back. When I got back, I started working on my saltwater mutation and luckily got a decent meal along the way. I felt confident standing my ground against one aloe, but when another showed up, my PTSD kicked into overdrive and I was out of there. After waiting some time, fog began to set in. I decided to give it another shot. Remember this stego? Still patrolling up and down like before. After getting the saltwater mutation, I set out for Coastal Pond, where I would grow my Deino to prime. On my way to Coastal Pond, I noticed something laying on the beach and went closer for a look. Whatever this big skeleton belonged to was very big, and most likely a prime specimen. Another huge Deino must have smelled the big bones as well and was on its way. Since I was smelling something dead in the pond, I decided to wait a bit to see if it was not occupied by another Deino. It looked clear, so I entered and did not have to wait long before I would get my first victim. After finishing my meal, I logged for the day as I was reaching the 5-hour mark and would continue the journey the following day. Please stay tuned for the next episode in the series of my journey as a solo Deinosuchus. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And many thanks to my viewers.